See. Hi, we're live. Welcome back to Tales by Lucy and my co-host, Samuel, my husband. And today our guest is Ross, aka Panel Surfing. Welcome, sir.
Hey, everybody.
I like that.
Yes. Oh, it's Joey.
Sorry.
There.
Oh
so, so welcome. We're happy to have you, and I know you're excited like we are. So introduce yourself.
My name is Ross Stolp. Most of you are probably watching know me as Panel Surfing, the goofy guy who just shares comic books pretty much all day and talks about his wife. Who's right now. And love for cats. Yeah. Well, let's get this out of the way because I feel like we need to crack some jokes here about the mustache. I'm doing it for Movember, so if anyone wants to crack their jokes in the chat, you can do it now. But
It looks good on you.
It looks nice.
Yeah. It's a hefty mustache, dude.
I appreciate you having me on. It's an honor. I love your show, so this will be fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody can look you up on Instagram as Panel Surfing, and yeah, your page is awesome. I love the cat and your beautiful wife. You need to share her more. And yeah, so we're gonna start with our first question. If you ever had an paranormal experience, or a ghost story that you would like to share with us.
Okay, so I have one story, and I remember first watching your episode with Fez. I don't know if he's in the chat, but that was what first caught my eye because I've never really talked about this story too much. I think I've told my wife, but I think you said your husband has sleep paralysis issues. Okay, well, maybe he can hear my story, but I don't pass mine off. Mine was not sleep paralysis, so I'll just say that. I had an instance where it was something like Fez was saying. Where one night, I was getting ready for bed, just closing my eyes for the night, wasn't on my phone. And my eyes were closed, I was laying on my back, and I had a red-tailed boa constrictor at the time, and it was at the foot of my bed in this glass terrarium or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I felt what to me was like someone sitting on the edge of my bed. So it wasn't abrupt. It was very subtle. The weight of the bed went down in the front. And then, it was like sudden just shock and panic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it crept up my legs. And then all of a sudden when I opened my eyes, I described it to Fez as like the absence of everything. So I could not see any features of this thing. It was not a man. It was not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the embodiment of pure evil. And I don't know if you've ever heard of like a succubus, but I wouldn't call it that. Like, I believe a succubus is like a demon that wants to have sex with you in the night. I don't know. I could be wrong. Someone in the chat can correct me on that. But it stood over me, and it was almost like it wanted to suck the soul out of me. It was, I heard an audible like inhale, which sounded like a storm brewing. And I tried to scream. That was all I could think. And I mean, I'm like 22 at the time. And I remember trying to scream. I had never been so scared in my life. I gave it my all. I opened my mouth, which was weird. So my mouth was open. My eyes were open, looking at it as it was trying to do whatever it was trying to do. And no sound came out. And I remember for about 6 seconds, which is a long time, it was just me screaming with no sound coming out. And then it just went away. And then I could move. So I jumped up out of bed, and my roommate's room was just right next door down the hallway. I ran in there and I just banged on the door, and I told them what happened. They think I'm nuts. And I don't blame them. To this day, it's a crazy story to tell people. And which was weird because he kind of thought I was nuts because he was my buddy, but his girlfriend at the time kind of like
believed you.
Good. Yeah. She must have had some experience, and her recommendation came very fast with, here, let me bring the cat in here. It was very odd. So she brought the cat in, and it was just like, I don't know, like instantly the room felt different. Like it was like this guardian. So I don't know if it's because
Really?
cats are evil. So I don't know if it's like evil fighting evil, fire with fire.
Yeah.
The cat did not stay there. Okay, so the cat left the room, so everything was fine. It happened again. So probably like 20 minutes later, it happened again.
Dang.
And this time when I opened my eyes, my red-tailed boa constrictor's looking at me. So I can see out of my peripheral at the foot of my bed and that figure above me, and I see the snake, and I try to scream, couldn't scream. 6 seconds later, poof, it's gone. I went and got the cat this time, and I shut the door. And to this day, that has never happened again. So I would be curious to hear his experiences because he has it. It has never happened to me ever again, and there was no circumstances why it should have happened.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't dismiss it as sleep paralysis, but I have heard similar stories as far as I couldn't move and I couldn't speak. But what I saw was there. I mean, I saw it, and there was no drug in my system, and I've never seen it again.
Yeah. You know, I don't think I ever asked you if you see anything. Yeah, when
I do.
When you're going through
it's similar to yours. I actually see it quite often, almost every time.
Really?
But the way I perceive it is I feel like I'm still kind of dreaming, but you can feel it. But the terror is there. The terror is crazy. That's why whenever Lucy's next to me, she'll know when I'm in sleep paralysis because I can control my breathing. And I can't control I can't control my voice. There's no sound. I can't scream. So the only thing is I can breathe really hard, and she'll know to wake me up, to shake me when I'm breathing rapidly, like because nobody sleeps like that. So
that's how I know. I'm like, babe. I wake him up right away because I know I remember the first time it happened.
But my eyes are open, like my.
You're awake.
Yeah.
You're awake.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's like I like to say like a limbo, like stuck in between, like stuck in between places. I don't know. Maybe there's they can make a movie off of that where there's like another.
How often does it happen?
It happens pretty often, and maybe like
2-3 times a week.
It happened this week.
It happened. Yeah, it happened twice this week. One, I didn't wake you because I didn't notice.
Maybe I'm just used to it. I remember when it first happened though. It was similar to your experience though. Where it probably scared me the most, where I was probably like 15, 16, and it felt like someone was grabbing my legs, but I can hear almost like it was demon chatter, like you hear in movies, very gurgly, like muffled, like what you would hear in a movie, like devil talk. But in my head, it's like maybe because I had just watched something. Maybe I watched 13 Ghosts or something.
13 Ghosts, yeah, that's
maybe I had, but it's been happening since I was a teenager.
That's
now I don't know what to. But it's still scary every single time it happens. It's I have no explanation for it.
So you see also like shadows, like how he describes it. Is it over you?
It's more like in outside of it's still in peripheral area. Like kind of like that in the corners. And the thing is, since you can't move your body and you're just stuck there, and I can kind of move my eyes, like you're trying to look to see if it's there.
Yeah.
You can't really do much.
You just live with it, just like well.
Yeah, I'm like how Constantine kind of lives with. I'm basically Keanu.
That's name drop. I like that.
Yeah. It sucks.
I had experience only once, and it was recently. I think I talked about it. Remember, I told you. It has happened to me only one, maybe twice here, and then at the other apartment, at the condo when we lived at the condo. But here recently that it happened, I did see. It was like a dream within the dream.
Oh. Sucks.
And it was like in my dream I was having it, and then I could see a little girl coming towards me, and I could see at the corner of my bed, and then it's coming towards me, and then I was like trying to, and I couldn't wake myself up, and then since I don't know if it was also, it could be, that it's in the back of my head that I know it happens to him. So I don't know, that's why I was dreaming about it. And then I was trying to wake him up for, but then he couldn't wake up either in my dream that I know he was having it too. So we were all having one, but then that little girl was coming up to me. And then in my dream, I would wake up and then I knew I was dreaming, that I was still asleep. I knew, and I could still see that little girl in my dream coming at me. Inception, yes.
Yeah,
It was like that. Then I wake up in my dream, and then I woke up and I was like, because I was trying to wake myself up from my dream, and my dream, it was just the whole mess of a dream. But that's the only thing that, for days I was scared, and I was scared of that corner of my bed that some freaking little girl is gonna pop up and try to grab us. But I don't think I have ever been able, for you to notice to wake me.
I don't know.
I don't think because I'm trying to scream in my dream, so I don't think so. But when it's scary, I remember the first time I heard him, and I'm like, is he having a heart attack or what the hell? Because the way he was breathing, and it scared me, and I woke him up. I was like, wake up, Ben, wake up. And then he's like, "Oh, I was trying to get you to wake me up."
Yeah.
Because the way he was.
And usually
breathing,
when she shakes me out of it, it's like
it takes
I'm
time.
super groggy, like as if I'm like, is this still? Am I still stuck in it? Am I about to go fall back into it? And I don't know.
It's so.
I don't know. I don't know why that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even try looking it up.
No. Or is it just like I feel sometimes what happens if it's you just coming out of
dude, that scared the shit out of me.
The cat?
Sorry.
Damn,
dude. The sleep paralysis hero, dude. Y'all say something?
That's nice. No, I think that's what's that?
That's why you have a cat to help you?
I don't know if that's why I have a cat, but I think that was the first moment where I realized that I liked cats.
Oh, right, yeah.
Cats are interesting creatures. They're just, I don't know, sometimes you feel like maybe they do see stuff that we don't, because you hear about the stuff in nursing homes or whatever where they visit people an hour or 24 hours before they die. I've heard of instances like that, and I don't know if you can do any experiments on that, but it's out there. I've heard of that. The cats can detect stuff like that. But no, I just love cats. They're great.
Yeah. Okay. He said sleep paralysis is scary. It is. It is. I hate witnessing sleep paralysis. It's scary.
I don't know. It's tough to. I'm never the one who's going to just go to the quickest solution. Very well, yeah, it could be sleep paralysis for him. Very well, it could be for me.
I don't know what I'm just calling it that just because I know this, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I just know most people know what that. So
yeah, what is scary that I have heard other people when they see themselves laying down.
Oh yeah.
That
out of body experience. Yeah.
That is so how can that is so hard to explain. The whole spirit thing, your soul and everything. How can they still? I don't know. How can that happen? It's just so. It's hard to explain.
I wish you could have evidence or.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's the amazing thing about humans is we are so contained by the idea that that we are just this.
Right. Yeah.
Our body is one thing, but man, the stuff that your mind, obviously, the stuff that we talk about, most of the stuff is up in here.
Mm-hmm.
There could be more to it, but we're so much more. So when you talk about an out of body experience, I mean, I don't know, what is it?
Yeah, and oh my god, I had something completely
blanked out.
Yeah, the whole. Oh, we were talking about how about sometimes I think what happens if we're the ghosts, the others, the others, that I love that movie. The others, how she thinks there's some kind of ghost or something is, is haunting the place, but then it turns out there are the ghosts the whole time, Like, what happens if we're like that? What happens if we still stuck in this world living our life?
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice was that whole thing too. I don't know if you remember that, but they were dead and they didn't find out. They died from the crashing off the bridge till later.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much open to debate in life, but that, like I was getting at with the sleep paralysis, and it goes with everything that you talk about. I am never going to jump to an easy, grasping for low-hanging fruit answer to this stuff, because it's not up to us to just be like, oh, I don't like what you're talking about. It's scaring me and it doesn't make sense. And it's
right.
So let's just chalk it up and say science says it's not true. It's you can't do that. You can't go about life.
You can't explain, that. How can you experience, like, nobody can like actually die and then come back and say, I was able to haunt you, I was able to do this. Like, you can't, and then a lot of the stuff, like, like me, like, I believe in ghosts and stuff like that, but then at the same time, I feel like when I feel scared and when I feel that I see things, I always think it's my head. Like, Ruben says right here, our mind is our own enemy. Like, I feel like because I'm scaring myself, I'm starting to see things, when the corner of your eye, you see that there's like a figure over there, and then you realize it's just your coat hanging. It's like, I don't know. Like, I guess I kind of like, I have those arguments with myself. It could be real, but it could also be fake, Like, I want to show you guys this, talking about the whole mind thing, that it's hard to, even if you see a video, you're always going to be thinking that could be fake. They're doing it just to get the views or their likes nowadays, or just to have a show out of it. I'm going to show you guys this, and then we can talk about it real quick. Let me see. This one right here. So I just joined this. Let me see. Can you see it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So let me rewind this. So this guy said that he bought this new house, and that at midnight he was hearing stuff in the middle of the night, that the door will open and close, and so he set up a camera. So
man.
Let me see. Sorry. So see the door right there. It looks like somebody's looking through there.
Oh, hell no!
And the door just closed.
Girl.
So.
Wait, play it again.
You want to play it again?
Yeah,
okay, hold on.
Play it again.
Let me pull on.
All right, is it still screen sharing?
No, I'm gonna go back.
Oh, it's stopped?
I stopped it so I can share it again.
It was too fast.
It was too fast.
Yeah.
Watch. You can see it, right?
Yeah. You gotta
oh,
hit
sorry.
Play, yeah.
I didn't push play. You can see it.
Let's see. So, yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, I see something there.
Yeah. So that so what that guy said is or he just recorded. That's what he filmed throughout the whole night. That's what he caught.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't speak Espanol.
Sorry. So he said, that it's been a month since he moved into this house, and he is been hearing stuff in the middle of the night. So, he will hear. Let me see. He will see the door like between kind of like open and close. Let me see. And then he will feel like he will be scared all the time. Let me see. So somebody told him that he should set up a camera and start recording.
He should get a cat.
I know.
Yeah.
Get that cat, son.
So that, I mean, like, I have my doubts, like, is it true?
Yeah, but to go off of what Ruben said, I think you can flip what he said. So he said our mind can be our worst enemy. So we're sitting here saying 9 times out of 10 there's a reasonable explanation, right?
Yeah.
What's the 1 out of 10? So you have the 1 out of 10 that we just dismiss.
Yeah.
So the chances are of that being something paranormal, you can say they're slim, but that does not take away the other percentage that you can't just dismiss it. So our mind would be our own worst enemy in another like case if we were to just dismiss it. So you have to analyze everything, and I don't know. I think there's truth in some things, and there's likes and follows and other things. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Look at little man. He out.
Yeah, he was taking a little nap. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, you guys. But yeah, I mean, so creepy. I want it to be fake. Yeah, me too. I want it to be fake, but then it's like, I mean, it's hard. And I was talking to my friend that I was telling her that I have a lot. I don't know. I base my things a lot on my dreams, and every like 2-3 times a week, I always have a dream about. And I don't know if it's because I talk about it a lot or because I'm always like looking at things, and it's always, I guess, in the back of my head. Then I have dreams about ghosts, and it's always that. Lately has been a lot when we moved out of the house, our old house. That we're moving out, and there's a ghost there, and this last dream that I had, it was that we were moving out, and then like we getting trapped in this house. They're not letting us leave. And this last one, it was something like that, when we were leaving at the end of the hallway there, it was our room, and I could see like a hand coming out to close the door or like opening the door. I can't remember. No, that freaked me out. And it was dark, and it was something like that. And then I see this video, and I'm like, ugh, that is so creepy. Nope. I don't know. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I don't dismiss those things. Like, if it's, I don't say if it's real or not. I just, could be real.
Yeah, it says, I always say, if you don't believe in ghost spirits, then it can hurt you. But also don't invite anything just in case, like using the Ouija board. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know why is it why people play that. I don't get it.
Ouija board?
Yeah, the Ouija. That's how we call it.
What?
Ouija. That's how we say
Ouija?
Ouija. It is a Ouija board. Ouija.
You ever mess with those?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can always say that that's a bad thing, because when we go through all these stories, we're always focusing on the negative. Is there positive to be found in it? Like, why are we always looking? Because I'm a firm believer in evil. There is evil in the world. I think we've all seen it, and there's good in the world. So in the afterlife and the paranormal, some of this stuff, although it may be scary, you lend it the power to be that. You can take that power away. Very hard to do in the moment when there's a door opening and closing with your hand, But I think some of these videos and some of the stuff that personally happens to you, you're in charge of what that does to you. And the Ouija board, or what did you call it?
Ouija.
Ouija. I don't know.
That's less phonetic.
It's because we read it as a, we read it as a, how do you say it? Like just like how it looks,
how it's spelled.
How it's spelled.
Phonetic.
Yeah, we read it like that, how it is in Spanish. That's how. I know English. That's why it's it was a little bit difficult for me, because you say it one way and you spell it another way. And with us, it's like the way you spell it is the way it sounds. Yeah, it's a whole other different thing. But
it's a game board. So what we really should talk about is the stuff that came before it. There have been seances way before. I mean, look up who came up with the Ouija board. It could probably be Milton Bradley. We lend it to evil. I mean, it's just a game. It's just a board.
Sure. Yeah. That's true.
I don't get. That's one thing. Yeah, that I don't understand. Why it doesn't happen with the, what is it called? The Chutes and Ladder? Or what is it called?
Shoots.
It's a board game.
It's the most evil game.
It's
Monopoly is probably the worst one.
Yeah.
I love that game. That's old school, man.
Yeah, or what is it? The other one with the pencils. That there's a game with the pencils too.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, like
with the marbles? No,
no. Like one with the sticks.
Yeah.
Like how it moves. Like
we're dating ourselves right now. Like we sound like old folks talking about.
Yeah. Dude,
I know I can't remember, but I don't know if you guys know what that is. Yeah. Light a candle, play the Ouija board. Pay attention to the flame. If the flame rises high, there's a spirit inside the room. Oh hell no! Nah, I'm not past that. No.
Depends on the candle.
Depends on the candle. Charlie. There you go, my sister. This is Sierra. Charlie. There it is.
That's the name of the game?
Yeah, like you do play with those little pencils.
Why do you know that?
Because it was kind of like popular. It was probably when we were younger, and I remember again, not so long, they were doing videos with those, and they will talk to that. The game Charlie.
I says yes and no.
The game Charlie. Oh, he says yes and no. You see, you ask questions. She said she played it before. This is my little sister. She's 14 years old. Yeah, I can play with those. I feel there you're inviting them in, and either I feel like it could be either way. It could be good spirits and bad spirits. I don't know. But it's something that I'd rather not mess around with. They can just stay there.
You're a scaredy cat.
I'm such a scary guy. I like this stuff, but I get scared. Why risk it?
It's exciting.
Yeah. It's a thrill.
One thing that I do, I love Victorian houses, and I love all those, abandoned houses, and I would love to one day be able to buy one and restore it, and hopefully there's no ghosts, but or even a castle. Am I asking for too much? Castle?
Boy, you got your hands full, man.
Yeah.
Castle?
I mean, I'm not asking for too much.
No.
Just a castle.
How about a sandcastle?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. No.
Comes with a Ouija board.
No, I'm good. Russ, do you have a place that you would like to visit or own a home like that? Or I don't know.
I don't want to own a castle or a home where it's got any of these stories. Yeah, I want to dive into the catacombs.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we go.
Yes.
Maybe we should go with that video.
First, you want to go? Okay.
Can you find it?
Yeah, let's see. Let me see. This one right here, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Let me see. Share.
Which one is
Whoops.
Maybe I should preface it and kind of. Okay.
And it's on YouTube, right? Okay.
There it is. Okay,
there. So I'm gonna play it.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, so this is allegedly found footage that was allegedly filmed in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was found by cataphiles. So they're the people that go to these underground tunnels illegally through the catacombs to basically explore, find new places, because it's never been fully documented. The whole place, it's so big, it's never been fully documented. This is a found footage, like 1 minute and 36 seconds, I think it is. And the cataphiles turned this footage over to this guy, Francis Friedland. And in the early 2000s, he released it. And I guess there's like 40 minutes of it, but this is the end of it, where it's from the first person view of this guy doing his own little exploring in there. He might not have been a cataphile. He might not have been familiar with the place, or he could have done it 1,000,000 times. And this man has never been seen again. And this is the footage that was found from that camera.
What?
Oh my God. So the guy went missing, and it's just the camera that they found?
This is his footage, yeah.
Holy moly. Okay, you want me to play it now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. He's running.
Is there any audio?
Yeah, but I don't know if I could play
Try
it.
playing
Let me
it.
see.
I don't think you can. So that's Francis Friedman. So I'll kind of go over it with you.
Okay. Let me see.
That right there, I'm going to talk about the
Yeah,
splay
oh my
bullet.
Pause it.
Let me see. I'm gonna pause it.
No. Keep going. So in the video, he's going to start breathing pretty heavily right now. So he's freaked out.
Okay, I'm gonna try to play the
Perhaps
sound. Let me see.
trying to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden, we hear his breathing get louder and louder, as though something was scaring him. He's frightened. He's frightened. Occasionally, he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden,
Holy
this video camera
What?
it's very
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I don't know if many people in the chat and people can chime in with any of this, but we did a bunch of research about the catacombs. I don't know if anyone's seen As Above, So Below. It's a
No.
fantastic movie. We talked about it. I'm sure there's one or two in the chat who've watched it, and you need to watch it. That's my strong recommendation. My wife and I love that.
Oh my god, I'm like with my mouth open with that footage. Like after he drops the camera, you can hear like it's still like stumping.
Yeah, and
Like-
you can hear his breathing. His breathing's pretty erratic.
Yeah.
And
So,
then oh
yeah,
my
it's creepy, huh?
that is so crazy.
That's creepy.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is
It's crazy as I'm ABC Family.
I know. What's up? I know, I just noticed that. Like, why is it on ABC Family?
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's fun to watch, and we can chalk that up to just some bullshit, and it could be nothing. But if
Yeah.
do you know the history of the catacombs? So that's what I find interesting, because the catacombs is real, very much real.
What is that? I never heard of them. Have you ever heard
No,
of those?
no,
I never
I'm
heard
not,
of those.
yeah,
So
I'm not
explain
informed.
me what's
So
all
like
that.
in the mid 1750s through to like the 1770s, Paris was booming, and when you start booming in population in such a small area, you're going to have more dead. So they started having overpopulation of dead. So they were filling their cemeteries and just piling them on top of each other. They started having, I think it was in 1974, their biggest cemetery was the Holy Innocents Cemetery. And there was a collapse. Behind it, there was a building, and there was a collapse in the cemetery where there was bodies that collapsed into another building.
Mhm.
And that happened on numerous occasions. So if you can imagine, it's like all of a sudden dead bodies are coming in your basement. It's crazy. So then Louis the 16th, he made like this task force, and all underneath Paris, what people don't know is the catacombs are not all underneath Paris. The catacombs are like a mile and a half, not even a mile and a half. The actual catacombs that we know. If anyone's ever visited, they can chime in. It takes 45 minutes to walk through it. There's over 200 miles of underground tunneling.
Wow.
And why they're there is because there was like quarries for like chalk, gypsum, limestone, and that was just all underneath, all of Paris. So Louis the 16th said, well, I mean, the next best option would be to let's put these bodies underground. So this is creepy. So they set up these caravans through the night with black clothed wagons full of dead people and transferred them from the Holy Innocent Cemetery to the beginning of what we know as the catacombs. Now, the beginning of the catacombs, people always say it's called the gate of hell.
Mhm.
Actual beginning is not the gate of hell. There's this This is a real place. Like near it, there's these two buildings. It's at the entrance to the city in Paris. And there's these two buildings. You can look them up. I don't know if you can find them online right now.
I was gonna look it up.
The Barriere des Enfers, I think. I don't know how to say it. But that's called the Gate of Hell. And then the extending south from there is the catacombs.
So how can I look it up? You said
Look up Gate of Hell in
Paris,
and it should come up with that Barriere des Enfers, which is not the entrance. It's near it. It's very near it. So they're transferring in every night for 2 years. 2 years, they're taking dead people in wagons with black cloth over them to and from the cemetery. Okay, so there's over 6 million bodies underneath Paris. So it's very expensive to even be buried inside the city now. You can't even, people can't afford it.
Yeah.
So what we know is the catacombs stretching maybe like 1.5 miles long. It's never been fully documented because it's so old. All the other places, that's where we get into the cataphiles, people that go in there illegally. There's actually catacombs. They're actually called that try to find, illegal parties that go searching in there for undocumented places, I guess. It's kind of funny, catacombs. But
yeah,
this video, if you look now, there's that splayed man painting on there. And some people have said that there's this painter, Jerome Messnager, and 35 to 37 years ago, he was creating art like that. And I looked up a few. He has an Instagram. There are a few that look like that splayed man on the wall. Whether he touched them up, there looks like there's 2 of them in the catacombs, but it looks a little.
That we watched, you could see that.
Yeah, and people are going to make their own assumptions about where that is, but they say he was deep. The person recording was deep there. The closer you are to the entrance of the catacombs, there's more graffiti. There wasn't a lot of graffiti on the walls. So he was outside of the catacombs now. He was in those tunnels, those mine tunnels, those quarries, going through wherever he was. So that is real footage. It could have been made for your likes and follows and to scare people, but he is really in there right now. That's a real place.
Yeah. And that's missing, right? They can't find him.
Well, they're saying that, so I was reading about there's total absence of light down there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. My wife and I visited this place called, Rio Secreto in Mexico.
Where's it at?
Yeah, it's near Cancun. It's called Rio Secreto. We visited these underground caverns, and we experienced the absence of light and sound. And I know people are like, "Oh, go in your room and shut." No, it's not like that. It's insane. Yeah. We turned off all our lights in this expedition, and we all were quiet. So this is called, science calls it infrasound, not infrared, infra.
Yeah.
And this actually comes into a lot of ghost stories that people say this is why humans get freaked out. They call it the ghost frequency. So when you have the total absence of sound, humans you become overcome with dread. They say they start hearing things. So the absence of sound causes you to hear things. Maybe it's because we're so polluted with sound in our everyday lives. I don't know.
Or maybe it could be just the echo. I feel like the echo of it's still kind of ongoing. Maybe I don't know.
They say that there's urban legends that say if you're deep in these tunnels, that some have said that there's this voice that says, "Go deeper, go deeper." Yeah, it's crazy. So it could drive you. It could drive you crazy.
He said.
I was gonna say that. He's gonna say it.
I
was holding it back.
I'm dang it, say it. What?
But that's the trip. I could.
Yeah, it's those tunnels. I feel like we can find Llorona over there. Yeah. Yeah, custom slabs. You know what? In Guadalajara, there's a lot of legends there. And I remember my mom there's this huge cathedral, and
I'm gonna get
it's
his phone.
beautiful,
It's
a
in
beautiful cathedral, but under that, I remember my mom, she would, like every Mexican mom, like she would tell us like the legends and stuff like that. In this one, the cathedral, under the cathedral, they said that it was a river, and when she took us, we went down. Like there's some stairs, but now it's closed. When she took us, it was closed. We couldn't get any like inside, but you could see it's a tunnel. But they said there was a river going under there, and if you were quiet, you could still hear the water kind of like going, but you cannot see it. And that's under the cathedral. Like that's where they will bury the priests and stuff like that. But they said it was kind of like, I guess, kind of haunted, or you could hear like some of the voices too, underground. And that same cathedral, there's one that I want to show you guys too. Legends. There's a lot of legends. Some I guess are kind of true, some not. But there's this one in that same cathedral. There's this girl who. Oh, okay. Sorry, my son. He's calling me. He wants chips. Okay.
Motherly duties.
Yeah. And this legend, it's about. Let me see. This little girl. My mom always will talk about it, and she took us to see her. And let me show you this girl right here. Let me see. Can you see her on the right? This girl here. Let me see. Santa Inocencia. So it's just the innocent. I think that's. Let me see. Let me try to translate. Put it here. If I can translate. The girl from the cathedral. Oh, it doesn't show the image anymore. But anyway, so this little girl was a Roman maiden who was persecuted and murdered for having. Okay, so the way I'm trying to show her right here. This little girl, she was trying to. Her parents didn't believe in Jesus or anything like that, right? They were not Christian. And she wanted to do her first communion. And she was killed outside the church. And now, like, they have her in this, what is it called? The
display?
Yeah, I guess on display in a coffin, like crystal coffin. That's not how she looks like anymore. Like I remember seeing her like that when I was little. And they say that she opens her eyes and her hair still grows and her nails, they still grow. And a lot of people say that they have seen her move, like breathe, that she's breathing. And but yeah, she was killed outside the church because her dad did not approve of her becoming a Christian.
I don't think she's dead. I don't know if Dad did. I don't know if they did the job.
I remember this one. It used to freak me out. Let me see if I can.
So that.
Huh?
You're saying that's really her? That's her?
Yeah, it has somehow. She has preserved like really good. Now I don't think she looks as the way it used to. Let me see. Hold on. Put the. Let me see if it shows. Like you see.
Wait, was her eyes closed earlier?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you guys the video. Where it go? Yeah, like they said that like they'll see her breathing, they'll see her opening her eyes and closing her eyes. Let me see. Let me play the video real quick so you can see it.
Okay.
Let's see, like her eyes were closed. Let me rewind it. And you could see like then her eyes are open.
What?
And
Okay, this is okay. Here we go. All right. Turn it down. Or turn it up.
like they're showing like her hands, like there's
Oh.
the
It's down. I turn it down. No, look at it down.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw that. That's creepy.
What the heck?
yeah. That's
Man, that is super creepy. That used to freak you out when you were a kid?
yes. When my mom used to take us to see her.
Why are you gonna see her?
Because my mom, she's great. I'm telling you. And she's supposed to be a saint, you know. And she used to take us to see her there.
Thanks, Mom. That's not the kind of field trip I'd want to take.
Yeah, and this is inside the church, and a lot of people go there like to ask for like miracles and things like that. You know, Hispanic, like a lot of people in Mexico, they're pretty, religious.
She's just trying to sleep.
I know, like motherfuckers, let me sleep, let me rest.
You giving her sleep paralysis?
Oh shit. No, but yeah, like things like that, and then I'm telling you, this church they also have those tunnels, and it's crazy in a lot of places. Like Brando last time he was talking about where he lived, there was also tunnels, but they used them for different things.
Was that the one in Oregon?
Was it? No, it wasn't it in Massachusetts or something like that. I can't remember. But he was saying that they used to use them for like the slaves and stuff like that. It was for different use. But it's in Mexico. There's a lot of like the legends. There's like a house that they talk about, the house of the dogs. And what is it that the dog house? What did I say it was? Let me show you real quick. This house right here, on the right, if you could see it, that dog right there on the top. That dog, it was made in New York, but that house that it was owned by this like really older gentleman. He was 70, and then he was by himself, and it's a beautiful house the way it looks outside. That's like something that I would like to own. But they call it the house of the dogs. And this guy, he lived by himself, and then he married this younger girl, and it was like on the 1800s, like late 1800s, and they were in the ship, and the ship was sinking, and he told the lady, the wife, if I die or you die, we have to promise each other to pray for each other make a prayer for each other every night. You have to pray for me, I'll pray for you every night. You have to promise me. They made the promise, and they both end up living. They didn't die, so they kept living in the house. Then since the guy, he was older, he passed away, and shortly after she got married again. She moved out because a lot of stuff started happening there because she did not keep her promise. She didn't pray for her late husband. So she moved out, and then the house was abandoned for a long time. Then after, I believe they passed away, so nobody owned the home. And they said whoever could stay there all night and pray for the previous owner, the gentleman, they could keep the house. Well, nobody could stay a whole night there. They will be scared. Something will happen. It's like some paranormal stuff will be happening, and they couldn't stay. They will end up running out of the house. And whoever stayed, the next day in the morning, they'll found them like passed out on the floor. So nobody was able to keep the house. And later on, the government took.
Okay.
Yeah, the government took over, and now it's a museum for what did I tell you? A independent newspaper. So that is just a museum, but nobody stays there at night because it's pretty haunted. The guy, he just wants the prayers. He just wants somebody to pray for him at night. And because they're pretty scared that nobody can stay in that house. And it looks like a beautiful house there.
Oh boy, it looks like your husband has his work cut out for him.
It's just, I mean, look at those windows. So much,
He's like, yeah.
No, I can't do that.
Look, that's the cathedral where that little girl is at.
That's the
cathedral.
That's La Plaza from Coco.
La Plaza.
I love
La
that.
Plaza right there.
There you go. Yeah. You're dark.
No, it looks exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like.
It does. Yeah. This one right here, they call it the corner of the Devil's Corner. But then then everybody who will pass by there, they will see the devil. And so it was that one right there on the top right.
Okay.
And everybody was.
Is it because they see that?
Probably, I don't know. But then later on, they put those little boys right there. There's like 3 little. They call them the miones, the kids, the peen kids, because they're peen and they're like supposedly little angels now. It's a funny one. Look at that's how they look. Let me see. They're like peeing, and that was the Devil's Corner, and
So that counteracts the evil, peeing children.
I guess so. Yeah. There was one. Oh, this one right here. This one. It's the history of Nachito. This little boy. He died when he was little, and he had some kind of disease, and he passed away. But he was claustrophobic. What is it called? How do you say it?
Claustrophobic.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. And afraid of the dark. He was afraid of the dark. So when he passed away and they buried him in the middle of the night, the keeper of the what is it called? Where they bury them?
The
Crypt
keeper.
The crypt keeper.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Awesome.
crypt keeper.
Yeah.
He found the little body out of the coffin.
Oh, what?
He was out, like everything was out, and he was like, "What the hell? Like, what's happening?" Like, so he put him back, and then he kept coming the next day, kept coming back up.
I wouldn't even come back to that job. That would be good.
He called the family and called the cops, and and the family said, "Oh, we get the message. He used to be claustrophobic, and he was afraid of the dark." So they made that for him, and they buried him like that. And then at the end, on this picture, they don't have it. The corners where that had all that stuff is hanging, they used to have people. Now they bring offerings to the little boy.
Uh-huh.
But they had at the corners torches.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not dark.
It wouldn't be dark. Yeah. Oh, you see in the corner right up here, like the little tiki torches thingies.
I thought they hooked him up with a moonroof or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this place is in Panteon. What is it called? The whole thing, the graveyard? No.
Tombstone?
No, not Tombstone. Where the whole place? What do you call it? Where
Forest lawn.
Mausoleum?
Mausoleum. Yeah, I guess.
Mausoleum?
Yeah.
Cemetery?
Cemetery.
Dang,
I can't
what's
think
going
of
on?
cemetery. I can't think.
Dude, my
Sorry.
brain.
I know. The cemetery. This one now it's like closed down. Like nobody's there because that cemetery has a lot of stories. It's pretty haunted. But that's where the little boy it's buried. They has a lot of stories on that one. But that one that I feel like it was kind of like, oh, I'm so sad for a little boy, like a 5-year-old. And
That is sad.
I mean, it's sad, but like, don't be creepy, little boy.
Yeah.
He just,
Go to bed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get him a bigger bed.
Yeah.
Stop falling out of it, dude.
Oh,
Oh, my bad.
oh, stop it.
My
That's
bad,
me. Rest in
Nachito.
peace, Nachito.
Sorry, Nachito.
But yeah, that was like pretty old. So there's a movie that you wanna recommend.
I would just recommend As Above, So Below.
As above,
That's
below.
As Above, So Below. Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Yeah, well. So,
Let me see.
Great movie.
Let me see. He's gonna
2000
share the screen right now.
2014.
okay.
And they filmed that in the catacombs, which is neat.
And it's about that. There it is.
It adds to. It's more demonic than that. They stumble upon looking for ancient treasure and stumble upon some like cult type evil.
Oh, okay.
They say like they kind of made that movie because of that footage, like that inspired them.
I guess that footage inspired.
Oh, okay, that's what you were saying earlier. That was based off of the. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta watch it.
one of the coolest movies I've seen.
Yeah, and it's available on Netflix, so that's even better. It came out 2014, and I can't believe Rotten Tomatoes gave it 26%.
Oh, shut
Come
up.
on.
Don't listen to that shit.
91% like this movie of
Yeah.
Google.
91% of all humans.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it must be good. We definitely need to watch it.
According to legend, the artifact can grant eternal life and turn
Let's
into any
No.
metal.
Get down. Get down.
Uh-oh.
All right. Yeah, my cat's playing my tile saw.
Oh, shoot.
That's funny. But yeah, well, we're gonna add that to the list. Would you? Oh, does your wife want to write? Does she have a recommendation? Does she want to add it?
Well, that's her and I. That's our favorite movie. We've watched it probably 5 times, and it holds up. It's really good because since they did film it there, and Ben, what's his name?
Yeah, Ben Feldman.
Since he actually has claustrophobia, I found it interesting because the Paris police, they allowed them to film in the catacombs, which is, that's the one thing I have to add. Like we allow people to go to the place where the dead are supposed to sleep. You're just kind of inviting trouble when you make that your number one tourist destination outside of the Louvre. So it's interesting. It's a great movie.
Do you have a movie that you would like to recommend?
Oh no, I wasn't ready for that. I'm just close.
You have to recommend. Come on.
Did we watch anything recently?
We watched Rigor Mortis again,
Never
and
seen that.
you guys have to watch that one. It's really good. And what is it? Divine Fury.
They're more like action horrors, but still really good. Very stylistic. Rigor Mortis is. It's more of like a what do you call it? Like a memoir to not a memoir. How do you say it? They were just trying to a tribute to like older like Hong Kong spooky action films, which is still really good. It's stylistically it's really nice. It's confusing.
It's a weird ending. Yes, we don't get it. It's kind of confusing. And Divine Fury, I don't know. I don't remember if I have recommended that one, but that one it's like the guy is like an MMA fighter who's getting
it's already good,
and he's a great fighter. And
when you explain it like that, it makes it sound like, oh god, MMA fighter turned exorcist.
Yeah, like that.
But it's more eloquent when you see the film, the way they put it. It's not like, if America got a hold of the trailer, it would have been like, UFC. Yeah,
I should write those down. Divine Fury and Rigor Mortis.
Yeah, and I saw my mom, she made a comment, si lo abren para que la gente vaya. Okay, she says, si lo abren para que la gente vaya. They open it so the people can go and see it.
Open what?
The little girl, I believe.
Oh, okay.
La niña, ¿verdad? Let me see it. I'm asking if it's a little girl.
I'll pass.
I need to have my mom over, and I need to find a way how to like have subtitles because she has some crazy story that she loves all this stuff. I am into all this because of her, this crazy lady that I love.
She watched those movies too.
We just show her those movies that we're talking about, and she loved them.
Oh,
but yeah, no, the Divine Fury is based on
Do you
the
still
manga, right? Based on
It's a
the
Korean manga, yeah.
Korean manga. And they're having a second one. They're doing a
They're
part
following,
2.
yeah.
And with the guy from what is that? Parasite.
Oh,
Oh, part 2 is gonna be with,
Yeah.
Part 2 will be with the kid from Parasite, the one that
Yeah.
gets his head smashed. Sorry, spoiler alert, guys.
If you haven't watched it.
He gets his head smashed.
Head smashing. One Hereditary movie.
Oh,
Hereditary?
Nah, I haven't.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a really good movie. Speaking of head smashing, you should watch Hereditary.
Oh, it's one of the Hereditary. Hereditary. When movie? There it is. Head. Oh no.
Wait, don't. I don't want to.
Is that it?
Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Oh. We're dumb.
You gotta watch that.
That's already creepy. Oh,
I
this
know.
lady?
This
Yeah.
lady's good.
She's in.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Amazon Prime. You can watch it. Oh.
Dang.
89% Rotten Tomatoes.
Holla,
There you go.
holla.
And only 72 people like. But yeah. Oh, let's see.
Your mom said.
Oh, ¿dónde está Nachito? Oh, where is Nachito? They still open it for the public to go and see it, so they can go and see Nachito.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Nachito.
Okay.
Oh.
I won't be visiting anytime soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, they really filming the? They did film there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the catacombs part that they filmed in, I mean, it's so big that they allowed them to go in there, but I mean they're strict about it going in. So I've heard that they allow the what did I call them, the cataphiles. They allow experienced people to actually go. It's illegal. You cannot go experience the past that. You're not supposed to go do that. But if you're a professional cataphile, if you're used to them, they'll allow you to do it. But tourists think it's going to be fun, and they'll try to go do it. They say not many. You would think more deaths would happen. They say maybe 1 a year, 2 a year. But they do say people can get lost there very easily, and it probably costs a lot of money to go do an expedition and search for them.
Oh, I missed it. How deep did you say it was?
I think it's like 20 meters deep, but they say the catacombs is only like 1.5 miles, maybe 1.25 miles. But the tunnels themselves are 200 miles they span. It's all underneath Paris. There's sinkholes that are still happening like today, that they do have sinkholes there.
Right.
Oh,
Crazy.
Yeah.
5-story building deep.
5-story building deep.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, that's
huge. That's what she said.
Raccoon City.
Raccoon City?
Yeah. Resident Evil, you know how to hide?
Oh, yes.
That's it.
That's it.
That's funny. Yeah. Oh, my mom said they do that. What is it called again?
Nachito?
No, yeah. What is the cemetery? Why did I forget the word cemetery? Jesus. The cemetery, they do tours because it's closed now. I think they might be like completely full. So they do tours because I'm telling you, it's haunted, and it's a lot of people like to visit that place because it's haunted. I have to find more stories about that place. But like I said, my mom, she has all those. I need to figure it out. How can I do to have her and have subtitles on it so you guys can
You'd have to make a video and edit it and put. That's the only way you could do it. Is do it. You wouldn't be able to do it live. I think that's you should think about doing that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because she has so many crazy stories and the legends that she would tell us when we were little. I can't believe she's mommy. She would tell us all those scary stories when we were little.
Yeah, I don't know. You're not taking me to that place to see that little girl. I'll pass.
Yeah.
My wife said she'll go. Yeah, right.
It's not as creepy as it looks like it's in the video. Like
if they had food, I'll go.
And there's a lot of vendors outside. Does that work? But no, it's the like when you go in there, because it's a beautiful church. Like you feel that peace, when you go, even though it's kind of like
I saw his face. I was like, no.
You feel that peace, but
for the
Yeah.
haunted stuff. Like I don't think it's bad spirits, you know.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know. Like you
okay.
feel like there are peace. I don't know. It's just such a beautiful place, you
Okay.
know.
I get
So
it.
if you guys go back to Mexico, if you guys been to Mexico, like go to Guadalajara, and they have beautiful places, you know. Been a long time since I've been out there, but they have a lot of beautiful. The churches is crazy. The church, you
A lot of
know,
history.
a lot of history, yeah. But yeah, I recommend that if you once COVID, I guess, is over. You guys, if it's over.
They're not. He said.
I think it's that. I mean, they celebrate the dead more than we do. Like they definitely take death differently there. The culture is different, and
Yeah.
so maybe that's why. Like it's when you tell me stories like this, like me as an American, I'm like no. Like in Paris, that being their number one tourist site, well, like one of them, you're inviting people to go see and tour places where it's supposed to be their ending resting place. So it's kind of like the Ouija board all the way back to, aren't you inviting evil into your life? Like, then again, I want to go. So like, I'll take some evil. It's fine. I would love to visit.
There's Sonic, there's mangas.
He's
okay.
talking about mangas and Sonic.
Oh.
Well, guys, thank you so much, Russ, for being your wife. I know she's on the side. For joining us tonight. It was really fun. Your story. It's just so many crazy stuff out there to talk about, you know, that we don't know. And who knows what's real, what's not. I don't know. It's
We'll have to
Keep
do
it
it
open.
again.
open mind.
Open mind for sure.
Yeah, yes, we have to, talk about all this again. And I need to look. Now I'm so interested on that.
The catacombs.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm in it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the rabbit hole.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining, and I'm not doing a video next week because of the holidays.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. I hope. Yeah, I can believe it's Thanksgiving already.
Get that tree up, man.
Yes.
You hear that? Next weekend.
Okay.
Get the tree. Use my excuse. You need to know what you have so you can buy more.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, that's why she did that.
I mean, I know I need more stuff, so.
You need a castle, I guess, is what I've gotten.
No.
There you go. But I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and my next video will be till December, the first week of December, and stay tuned. It will be a little bit different. It might be a little bit different. My next, I think I might be having, let me tell you right now, my little calendar, because before I forget, I'm having Mr. the Matt Critic Custom Slabs, Chris. I'll be having him. It's on Saturday, December 5th, and we're talking about comic book nightmares.
Oh, bad experiences,
with sending, I
mailers,
don't know, buying mailers. There's so many nightmares out there with comics, involving comics. So he's gonna be sharing his nightmares with comic books.
I'm into that.
So I'm gonna be a little bit mixing it up a little bit. And then later, probably one episode, comic book nightmares, and the other one, my Tales by Lucy. So stay tuned, guys, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Turkey Day.
Turkey Day.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Thank you.